We've got to understand the setup for this game, because it was just fascinating. You had these two competing truths, right? On one side, you've got history. South Africa had a perfect 4-0 record against the Kiwis in T20 World Cups. But then, you look at the tournament itself, and no team had managed to successfully chase down a target in a night game, not once. So, a perfect record versus a perfect trend. You just knew something had to give.
So you might be thinking, did this game even matter? I mean, both teams were pretty much locked in for the Super 8s. But oh, this was so much more than a dead rubber. This match, played in Ahmedabad, was all about momentum. It was about landing a psychological punch and setting the tone for the really crucial part of the tournament.
And so, South Africa wins the toss. What do? They look at that trend, no successful night chases, and they decide to stare it right in the face. They chose to bowl. And you know, that wasn't just a tactic. It was a massive statement of intent. They were basically saying, yeah, we'll be the first to break that curse. Thank you very much. All right, so let's flip over to New Zealand's innings. And their time at the bat was just a classic T20 story, really. It was all push and pull. They'd have these moments of just blistering attack, looking like they were about to run away with it, and then, bam, a timely wicket from South Africa would pull them right back. You can really see the whole rhythm of their innings laid out here. It's kind of stop-start, isn't it? They get off to a flyer, then a wicket falls. They put together a really nice 50-run stand to rebuild, and then they lose another couple of wickets in a heap. It felt like every single time New Zealand got their foot on the gas, South Africa was right there to slam on the brakes.
And the guy behind all that disruption, the main architect, it was Marco Jansen. He was the absolute key with the ball in hand. And it wasn't just that he was taking wickets, it's when he took them. He just had this knack for striking at the moments that hurt New Zealand the most, totally controlling the pace of the game.
And what did all that pressure lead to? Well, how about a career-best performance? I mean, think about it. Your first ever 4-wicket haul in T20 internationals. And you do it in a World Cup match against a team like New Zealand? That is the definition of stepping up when it counts.
And look, this wasn't just about raw pace or anything like that. This was pure skill, pure craft. He got the huge wicket of Mark Chapman, who was absolutely flying, with this bewitching slower ball. The change of pace just completely did him in. It was the perfect delivery at the perfect time, stopping New Zealand's charge dead in its tracks.
So in the end, New Zealand puts 175 on the board. And look, 175 is a decent score, it's respectable. But the problem was how they got there. They kind of limped to the finish line, only managing 44 runs in those last 7 overs. On a ground with a bit of dew around, that target felt competitive, sure, but you just had the feeling it was very, very gettable.
Okay, let's get to the second half, because this is where the game just completely transformed. It stopped being a cricket match and turned into a showcase of just raw, unfiltered power. South Africa's reply wasn't a chase, it was a storm.
I mean, just look at that. 51 for none after just 3 overs. That's just a staggering scoring rate. They didn't just build a foundation for the chase, they completely blew the doors off of it before New Zealand even had a chance to settle.
And if you want to see that aggression in a nutshell, look no further than this one over. Aiden Markram just dismantled Jacob Duffy. 18 runs. It was clean, it was brutal, and it sent a crystal clear message: we're not just chasing this score, we're hunting it down. And all of that culminated in this, a truly historic power play. 83 runs in just 6 overs. That tied their all-time record in a T20 World Cup. I mean, at that point, the required run rate was basically a joke. The game, for all intents and purposes, it was already over.
And the guy leading the charge, the conductor of this whole symphony of destruction, was Aiden Markram. And you know, this wasn't just swinging for the fences. It was a masterclass. The timing, the placement, just perfect. He got to his 50 in only 19 balls, the fastest ever for a South African in a T20 World Cup. The driving on both sides of the wicket was just gorgeous to watch. An absolutely stunning knock that left New Zealand completely scrambling for answers.
So okay, we've seen this incredible, overwhelming performance, but let's dig in a little deeper. Let's pinpoint exactly how this match was so decisively won and lost.
You know, sometimes a picture tells the whole story, and this win probability chart, it tells a brutal one. After that initial onslaught, South Africa's chances to win just skyrocketed past 96%. It really did stop feeling like a contest and started to feel more like a victory lap.
But let's ask the question, where did that huge gap come from? Where was the game really decided? Well, the answer is right there in the very beginning of each innings.
Yep,
The entire story of this match, the whole narrative, is written in those first 6 overs. It's as simple as that. A tale of 2 completely different power plays.
And I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. New Zealand scored 58. On its own, that's not a bad power play at all, but here's the kicker. They lost 3 wickets doing it. Compare that to South Africa. They blasted an incredible 83 and only lost 1 wicket. So not only did they score way more runs, they kept their wickets in hand. That, right there, that was the knockout blow.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, this whole match was a powerful lesson in modern T20 cricket, wasn't it? It shows you that a crazy, explosive power play doesn't just set up a good chase anymore. It can completely kill the chase before it even begins, making what looked like a competitive score seem totally irrelevant in a matter of minutes.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Remember how we started talking about the big challenge of chasing at night, the dew, all that pressure? But after seeing an assault like the one South Africa put on, you really have to wonder, when a team bats with that much sheer force and incredible intent, do all those other factors even matter?